What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Houston Productions video. I'm your host Lucas to bring you another video and answer that very simple question. You know, you've been asking yourself, it is officially October, which means that scary movies are back, but there's one in particular I know that you've been asking for. I know that you've been waiting for, and yes, I am here to give you my review of Hocus Pocus 2. And to answer that question, is Hocus Pocus 2 worth watching? Well, you're going to have to wait to find out because I need you to do a couple of things for me first. I need you to go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and then hit that bell notification so you stay up to date with their latest videos. After you do those things, here's just a quick little brief warning for you. Like normal, no, I'm not going to touch on any spoilers, so this is a spoiler-free video. I will not be ruining any major plot lines. I may only be discussing things that were seen in the trailer. So if that's going to be something that bothers you, sorry, this is not the video for you. But if you are not someone who cares about anything they saw in the trailer but doesn't want to have this movie ruined for you, this is the video for you. It's going to be short, it's going to be sweet, and it's going to be my honest critique and review and answering that question. Is Hocus Pocus 2 worth the watch? Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so a little about my relationship with Hocus Pocus. I have always loved this movie. It has been one of the reasons that I've always enjoyed Halloween, and ever since this sequel was announced, I've been excited for it. A lot of my friends have been excited for it too. I know all the way growing up until it was officially announced, everybody had said, we need more Hocus Pocus. It's just one of those movies that brings back the spirit of Halloween for me, and I enjoy watching it every year. Now, is Hocus Pocus 2 worth the watch? It is entertaining. Absolutely. It is nice to have the Sanderson sisters back. Is it a real sequel? Is what I've kind of been tossing around to myself. And I don't think it is. I think it's just a retelling of the Hocus Pocus story. And if you don't know what that story is, it's pretty simple. A group of witches known as the Sanderson sisters are able to be brought back from the dead for one night only using a particular candle. As long as this candle stays lit, it represents their life force. And it is the struggle for the witches to stay alive versus a group of kids / teenagers to extinguish the candle and get rid of the Sanderson sisters forever. Now, Hocus Pocus 2 is the exact same thing. The exact same movie. It's the exact same plot line. And in fact, if it wasn't for a couple of just new little renditions, like, you know, they upgraded the famous scene of what they were all flying with, that really is about it as far as new kind of things go. It's still entertaining. It's still got some jokes. Now, there is something that I was discussing with one of my friends that did kind of stand out, not necessarily in a good way, and that is some of the singing. Some of the singing just seemed forced and out of place and awkward, and at times it could kind of seem like that you could tell that there weren't the people who were cut into these scenes in the room with each other. Almost it's like, you know, they were standing there with either an extra or a stand-in or just in front of a green screen and acting to someone who wasn't really there. Every once in a while, eye lines didn't really match up. Some would be high, some would be low, some would be off just slightly. And then just the awkwardness about how these people's relationships kind of seemed a little off-putting. But is this worth the watch? Yes. It is an entertaining popcorn flick movie that's not going to make you think too hard. I did hear someone say that it did struggle to keep their attention, but like I said, it's kind of just a remake. It's a retelling of the same story we got. Unfortunately, I wish we'd have gotten an actual sequel to Hocus Pocus. I think that there were a lot of ways we could have done that. But then again, I know that there's a problem that a lot of my students have that I teach, especially my preteens. They enjoy the old Disney-ish type movies, but their problem is that they feel dated. And so I think that Disney, instead of expanding just for the select group of adults who are my age, you know, entering 30 or already in their 30s who love this movie, I think instead of just catering to them, since it's such a small number, even though some of them may have kids, I think that your biggest audience is going to be those who are going to be not reintroduced, but introduced to Hocus Pocus for the first time as this kind of being the first one, and then they'll go back and watch the original and then come out looking for all those Easter eggs when they get back to the second one. And that's completely fine, and I think that's Disney actually making a very wise business move, because now you're going to get people to see multiple movies instead of just the one. Overall, good movie. Good. It is pretty entertaining. There's a couple jarring little things that'll stand out to you. It's not a continuation of the Sanderson sisters story like a lot of us were hoping for, but that does not mean it is not a good movie. So yes, Hocus Pocus 2 is worth the watch. And with that being said, guys, there we are, a quick little brief recap summary of my thoughts and opinions on Hocus Pocus 2. And if you haven't done so, I'm going to ask you yet again, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that bell notification. And if you would be so generous, and I know you are, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of Hocus Pocus and what scary movie are you most excited for this month. And after you're doing that, please go ahead and give this video a share. It helps the channel continue to grow. And until next time, guys, I'm your host Lucas from Houston Productions. Happy watching, and I'll see you in the next one.